Hello, everybody. I'm Sheila Farr, and it is time to climb. Today, we're going to talk about overcoming obstacles to starting your own business. As I said, I'm Sheila Farr. I'm the owner of Gulf Coast Training and Education Services here on the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast. Today's talk, we're going to learn a few things. We're going to learn how to know when it's time for a change, how to develop an operational plan, and how to upgrade your network. So understanding more about these things can really help you overcome the fear of starting something new and can set you on a course to launch a successful business. So a little bit about me and my driving affirmation. I've spent 25 years in human resources and medical management, and I've put together some really dynamic teams, and I've led some multi-million-dollar organizations for a couple of times for a couple of different businesses. And I've helped countless individuals start their amazing climbs just by following a couple of simple principles that I've done for years. I'm a two-time best-selling author. I'm an inspirational blogger, and I'm also an eternal optimist who loves helping other people. One of the the best sayings that I've ever run across that really just kind of stuck with me through all these years comes from Henry Ford. And you see it there. It says, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're absolutely right. And again, this just reaffirms that having the proper mindset before you start your climb can definitely take you places. So today I want to talk to you a little bit, first of all, about burying your talents. Now, today we often expect our talents to come completely delivered in a nice little packaged presentation with a big red bow on it. If something doesn't automatically come to us, we kind of think, oh, it's a sign, it's not for us. But you know, the thing that we have to remember is that God is sovereign, and you cannot limit the gifts that he gives you, and you can't discount the people and the places and the things that he puts in your life. You know, it's only when we cultivate our talents that they begin to mature and start to multiply. So the more you use your talents, the more others are going to be blessed through them. And soon we discover that God's given us a multitude of gifts, and he's equipped us to do some great things with endless resources. So stop trying to bury what the Lord is working to develop in you, and just know it's time to climb. So if you're thinking about things, but you're not really sure where to start, or if it's really even a viable option for you to step out and start something new, you know, let me advise you to do this. Just kind of start where you are. Take a self-inventory and decide if, you know, what you want to do, what you feel God's leading you to do, how you can accomplish those things, and just kind of write everything down. Just everything down. There's a really cool tool called mind mapping that we'll talk about a little bit later. So that's just kind of putting everything on paper and just drawing, like putting a central theme in the center of your paper, and then just draw lines, extenders from that word or from that concept, and see how many ideas you can come up with. So take a self-inventory about what you really want your life to look like, what adventure you really want to go on, what gifts do you really have, what gifts have you buried that you're not using, what can you bring forth and put to work so you can help other people. Because, you know, you hear this so often, but it's so very true. You know, your story might be about you, but it really is not for you. It is for other people. So dig out those things that you've been burying away and start using them for other people. You know, and then we got to decide if you're even in the right place to climb, and really, what will your climb look like? You might be stuck in a 9-to-5 job that you just don't feel comfortable in, doesn't fit you anymore. Or you might be very happy at a 9-to-5 corporate job, but you just might be ready to climb that ladder, just to step out, do a lateral change, and go upward from there. So let me share just a little bit about what led me to start Gulf Coast Training and Education. So I told you that I worked in human resources and that I developed businesses and put together teams and did a lot of things for other people. So that's really kind of the basis of my story. So I was in a career for 25 years doing all these things, and I really liked and I really enjoyed them. In the last 9-to-5 job that I had, I absolutely adored it. I loved it. We had such a great team. Every year that we worked together, we were developing a brand new revenue stream. So our business it wasn't huge. It was kind of moderately sized. It was locally owned, and we were helping the community, and we were doing all the right things, taking care of our people. We didn't lose people. We didn't have a problem with absenteeism. We didn't have a problem with, you know, finding good people to join our team, because we were very selective in the people, in the people that we chose. And it was my job to find the people that fit in the right places. And that's a really important thing, is finding people that fit in the right places. So we were going along, everything was fine. We all were happy, building a team, building a family, growing in the community, growing our business. Each of us were growing professionally as individuals. And then all of a sudden, then one day, and out of the blue, as it often does happen, by the way, the owners of our company decided to sell our company to a larger corporate entity. And you can imagine what that did for us. It kind of deflated everybody, because here we were on this big upward climb. We were all doing well. And now we just had this big, huge shower of uncertainty, come over us. And truly it was kind of like a little black cloud floated in, and it just began to rain, down uncertainty and fear in our hearts. And when we started to unfold how things were going to look for us as we move forward with this company, some people saw a loss of salary or part of their salary. All of us saw loss in benefits. Our jobs changed. So what our day-to-day responsibilities were a little bit different. The corporate culture and the climate was a little bit different from what we were used to. And honestly, it didn't fit everybody. So we began to lose people right away. People became discouraged. People became despondent. We'd worked so hard to sow into this business that we all built together, and we all were benefiting from, and we all were growing, and now we didn't have the same opportunities that we had before. So that was really kind of what I like to call my holy push, when the Lord kind of said, okay, Sheila, you've been building dreams for other people all these years. So how about you step out now and start building for yourself? There are people out there that need you. There are people out there that need your help. There are others that are kind of struggling on their climb. You can reach back, pull them up. You can do this. So dig out those talents. Now, let me just share with you. I have a list, and I'm going to read the list because I want you to hear it and see it. So here's 10 signs to let you know it's time to leave your 9-to-5, or if you need to upgrade where you are. Number 1 is you lack passion about your job. You're miserable every morning when you have to go to work. You're constantly stressed or negative about your job. You dread communicating with others at work. You don't fit in with, believe in, or support the company culture. You're underutilized and bored at work. And honestly, this is normally what drives most people to start their own thing, is number 6. Number 7 is you haven't gotten a raise in 3 years or more. You're being harassed or discriminated against at work. You simply have no interest in your work anymore, and you become physically ill from the stress of hating your job. And that's real. This is real. If you're experiencing this, it's time for you to climb. But how? The first thing you have to do is take action. You can't sit still and expect good things to come to you. You have to get out and do the work. So in order for there to be some transformation in your life, you are going to have to move. So once your mind's ready, you're going to have to put the practice and get your body to follow you. So get things going in the right direction. That's why I call this talk, It's Time to Climb, because we're moving up. We're not going to sit still. We're not going to stay stagnant. You might have even been on a climb, but you might have gotten stuck on the rocks. So now's the time to get out and move. So just start where you are. People always think they have to have so many things to start a business. Well, I need this and I need that and I need business cards and I need, got to have a promo guide and I got to have photo shots. And I got to do all this kind of stuff. No, you really don't. You can start right where you are. You might not be ready for some of those things. So just start at the very basics and the foundations. You might not even feel ready to leave that 9-to-5 yet, but there are things that you can do. There are things that you can do today to start building that business for tomorrow, and to start using those gifts that you were blessed with. So I would encourage you to start where you are, but start. Do plan seriously. You're going to need a business plan. You're going to need a financial plan, but also you're going to need what I love to call an operational plan. So it's a plan directs not only what you do, but how you do it and when you do it and who does what. And we'll talk more about that in just a minute. But first I want to think about overcoming a couple of obstacles. I want to talk about fear, because fear is something that paralyzes everybody. You've heard the term before, paralysis analysis paralysis. That's how it goes. Analysis paralysis. So you've heard that before, and you know that it's real. You might have even encountered it. But I will say this. I want you to use fear as your motivator instead of your anchor. Like I said before, you have to know God is sovereign. He's already done things to let you know that it's time for you to do something different. He, number one, put the desire in you. Number two, he equipped you with gifts to use for other people. And number three, he's already started putting information, people, and thoughts in your way and resources to help you make those steps, to help you start that climb. You know, you can do this, and he'll be with you every step of the way. When you're juggling things, sometimes it can get hard. So especially when you're trying to juggle your family and your work. So the things that I've found and that I've helped others with is really just kind of focus on the things that you need to get done and really plan for those things. Use a day planner. If you don't now, honestly, that's what I live by. If it's on my day planner, it's going to get done. If it's not there, it won't. I'm telling you, you can accomplish so much more if you write it down and make a plan for it. So it's especially true for juggling your family and your work. You want to be sure that you're giving the time that's necessary to your family and to your work and to yourself. So put all that on a calendar, put it on a day planner, whatever works for you, find something, use it, and be consistent about it. Don't make excuses and don't fall away from your plan, because that's how you start spinning out of control, and it's hard to stay focused. But you have to communicate, over-communicate, let everybody know what you're doing and when you're doing it, and then be consistent about what you do. The third thing I want to talk about is overcoming the obstacle of finances. So as I said before, we always think we need to start big when we start. Well, I'm starting a business. I need to go out and I need to do these things. I need to get this stuff. I need to have all these things. Well, no, you might not be ready. You might not be ready. Really take an inventory and start where you are. Look at your finances for real and be honest about it. Get a realistic view of what's going on in your finances, and then make your plan based on that. So your first step might be that you need to get a hold of your finances and get better prepared to make that climb. So that's how you do it. And if that's what you need to do, if that's the action you need to take today, do that. This is how you climb. This is how you do it. This is how you go forward. Now, let's go back to that operational plan we were talking about. So I've helped a lot of people be successful when they really dig into their business and they take the time to plan it out thoroughly. So an operational plan does not have to be some big complicated roadmap of information, but it does need to be complete and it does need to be thorough. So you need to plan for things that are going to allow you to dive deeper than your business plan and your financial forecast. So you really want to know all the tasks that you're going to have to do in your business and how they should be accomplished. You want to do it step by step, but keep it simple. You need to know who's going to be accomplishing these tasks and how you're going to measure its effectiveness. Now, this is a biggie that I think we all learned in the year of 2020, is to develop a contingency plan. You already know that things in life are going to happen. As a matter of fact, that's the beauty of life, is those unexpected things that happen. You know, that is life, you know, the things that we encounter day to day. Some things we anticipate, some things we don't. But in business, if you want to climb and you want to continue to scale as you climb, you're really going to have to plan for some things like health crises, or a global crisis, or if you need time off, or a family member needs time off, or you need to cover a different area of operation in your work or business. How are you going to cover that? How is your business going to maintain continuity and stability and viability if you have to step away for a little bit? Or if you have to refocus, if you have to shuffle and start over. You know, you can't plan for everything, but you can plan a little bit, so you have an idea of things that you might do. Now, the other thing that I'll say is you want to review and adjust your plans continuously. See what's working, see what's not working. Go back and make changes where you need to make changes, and really pay attention to the good things that are happening and duplicate those things, do more of those things. And another thing I'll comment on right here is if you have people that are working with you, recognize those people, you know, really congratulate those people and encourage those people. Be the kind of boss that you've always wanted. You know, be that leader and be the person who shows other people how it's done. And this is how you climb. And finally, let's talk about upgrading your network. Now, This is really important because I think a lot of people stumble on this one from time to time. So you definitely, before striking out to climb into a new venture or adventure, talk to your mentors and business leaders that you admire. Usually people in leadership positions are more than happy to share information and help others grow and take them along with them as they climb. I want you to also look around and find a mentor who's operating at a higher level than where you are now, maybe somewhere that you aspire to be, and start not copycatting that person, but start watching what they're doing and doing things that are more like them. Maybe even contact them, see if they're interested in mentoring you formally. What might that look like? Don't be afraid to reach out to other people and just ask questions. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. And if somebody's really in it to serve and to help others grow and to start people open up worlds for people to do things they love, they're going to help you. They're going to want to help you. So don't be afraid to ask. Surround your people who are supportive and encouraging. And like I said, this is where a lot of people stumble, because you try to do new work with the same old crowd, and sometimes it doesn't work. So sometimes, not that you need to forget about the people that were your friends, but really pay attention to the folks that encourage you and lift you up and advise you well and don't get you into trouble of any sort. You want to do the things that are right and in accordance with your personal values and beliefs. So you want to associate with people that are on the move up and that are taking people with them. If you look around, you'll see there's so many people out here that are really excited about what they're doing. They're excited about their work. They're excited about life. And even though we have crazy things going on in the world around us, you can start locally in your community and just find something that you're passionate about there and do it. And so watch for people that are doing things that you admire and, come in alongside of them and just help them. And, everybody working together is going to do more to lift things up. So watch for those people that are doing those sorts of things. Build a team that believes in your dream. Definitely. Surround yourself with people who understand your mission and share your vision. And then you know what? Continue that upgrade cycle over and over, because that's the way that you just continue to grow and continue to climb and continue to scale mountains like you never thought you could before. So look at what all we've accomplished during our time together. Let's recap a second. So we determined whether or not it might be time for you to leave that 9-to-5 job behind or dig out into a different lane and start moving up the same corporate ladder. We talked about developing a plan and overcoming some obstacles for you. It's stepping out and climbing that mountain that you've been looking at, maybe dreaming about climbing. And we've talked about ways to upgrade your network. So congratulations, you are now ready to take action. Something I want to remind you here is, God is calling each of us to a life of adventure. And in any adventure, you've got to remember that there's always going to be a risk. So just as climbing up the mountain requires planning, skill, and determination, so does stepping out and starting your own business. Starting something new requires a lot of courage, but you have it. God designed you that way. It's already in you. Just trust the Lord. He has your hand and He's going to guide you on this adventure. And it can be the most amazing thing. Keep Him in the center and just continue to climb upward. So what will your first action be as a result of what we talked about today? Let me hear from you. I always love hearing from people when I speak at different functions around the world, and especially locally here in our community. I love to hear what people have to say. I love to hear what they have going on in their communities, in their lives. I love to hear your business ideas. That is so exciting to me. Like I said in the very beginning, I'm an optimist and a cheerleader, so give me an opportunity to do that. Please connect with me. You can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Sheila Farr, or you can contact me through our website. But do that today, will you please? And let me know what action you're taking. I'm really interested. I love hearing from people. I really do. Also, if you visit our website, you can take advantage of some of the freebies that are over on our website. They can help you get started. Some of the things that we talked about today, like the mind mapping tools. I have a little brief ebook about how to help you get started in starting that business, and even a short planning guide that can help you get going with kind of organizing and planning your days and your money and gosh, all kinds of checklists and things. So check us out over there. Come visit us. And if you need help developing your plan, definitely reach out to me. I'm always happy to help. If I can't help you, I'm pretty resourceful, so I can definitely get you in contact with people who can help you. And thank you for being here today. Also, I want to thank Mr. Shea Brown and the entire Comeback Champion Nation for sponsoring the summit today. So happy to be here to have an opportunity to share with you. As I said in the beginning, my name is Sheila Farr. I'm from Gulf Coast Training Education Services on the